Good morning, Bulldogs. I'm Michaela Matheny.
And I'm Soraya Farmer. This week we'll be showing you more on the new triangle,
The Harlem Globetrotters,
a sports update,
C4 Fair,
SAT info,
the dance marathon meetings,
and the concert choir competition.
Watch the segment for an inside look at the staff's preparation for the deadline.
The 5th edition of the Triangle comes out next Friday. After a staff brainstorming session, the editors meet to compile a list of stories and assign them to staff members. This edition of the news magazine features stories on air travel. BNN talked to content editor Leah Hashhagen to find out how the staff chose the major stories for this issue.
Well, our big 4-page story is about air travel because of all the plane crashes that happened in 2014. 2014 has had the most plane crash fatalities since 2005. And with the holiday season that just happened, a lot of our students were flying, and a lot of our students fly with field trips and that sort of thing. We have some students that are afraid of flying. We talked to the directors over at the Columbus Municipal Airport. We talked to TSA, and we've compiled a bunch of information about that. So hopefully it'll make people feel better about flying.
Next Thursday, you will find the Triangle staff stapling copies of the newest edition to get ready for distribution. Make sure you grab a copy of this next issue on Friday, January 30th. This has been Maddie Smith reporting for BNN.
The Harlem Globetrotters came to Columbus North Wednesday night. Watch the segment to find out more about what happened.
The Harlem Globetrotters came to Columbus North on Wednesday night. To find out more about what went down, BNN caught up with sophomore Zach Chavello.
There were some pretty excited people there. A lot of kids were pretty pumped up for the Globetrotters. It was a pretty fun game. I liked the trick dunks and all the entertainment. Some of the skits were pretty funny. It's just a good atmosphere for a game. It was a good experience to see all the players and experience an event like that in our school. The trick dunks were pretty cool. I like seeing the players play. It was pretty cool to see all their fancy tricks, and it's my first time seeing the Globetrotters, so it was a good experience overall.
This has been Sam Lavelle reporting for BNN.
So far, many of our sports teams advanced to the state tournaments to compete to be state champions. Here's Justin Spoon with a review of every sports tournament's history so far this year.
Over the course of the 2014-2015 school year, our Bulldog sports teams proved themselves many times over, with many teams advancing to the state tournament. Here are some stats of every sport that has competed in the state tourney so far, along with their state rankings and how they fared against Columbus East. Be aware, this list does not include any individual performances. For cross country, the boys team placed 4th in the state, while the girls placed 5th. The boys and girls also defeated East 15-49 and 15-50, respectively. Women's golf made it to the state championships as well, where they ranked 5th. They defeated the East girls 164-184. Our Bulldog football team made it all the way to the sectional championship before falling to Center Grove 54-7. Sadly, they also fell to crosstown rivals East 42-14. They were ranked 40th in the state. For soccer, our boys team made it to the regional championships where they fell to Bloomington South 1-0, and our girls fell to Newcastle 3-2 in the regional semifinals. They were ranked 14th and 18th in the state, respectively. The boys tied East in their regular season game, but later defeated them in tournament play. The girls also tied in regular play, then crushed East 3-0 in the tournament. Boys tennis advanced to semi-state, but fell 4-1 to Jeffersonville. They also defeated the Olympians 3-2 in their rivalry game. Their state ranking was not available. Our girls volleyball team fell to East at the East Sectional, and were also trumped by the East ladies during their regular season game. And that's it for your fall sports recap. This has been Justin Spoon reporting for BNN.
The C4 Fair was this Wednesday. Watch this segment to learn more.
This past Wednesday was a C4 Fair held to give incoming North students an idea of what C4 classes they might be interested in taking. To learn more about the C4 Fair, BNN sat down with the C4 director, Gene Hack.
The purpose of the C4 Fair is to allow students, staff, and visiting students and middle school students to see an opportunity of what is available through the C4 programming. Northside middle schoolers, the 8th graders, will walk across campus and come and visit, and they'll be able to do tours of the classrooms as well as see the fair, along with all the high school students from North High School. If you missed it, you need to talk to your counselor. And the first thing that you would do is then ask for Mrs. Weichman. Mrs. Weichman's the C4 counselor, and she's kind of our go-to person right now. So if as a student has a question, does this work as the path, or if this is what I'm interested in, what classes should I take or how I should take? So if somebody's out there and they've missed the career fair, or they wanted to go to lunch instead of staying at, or they didn't get back in time, just come see Mrs. Weichman, and she's down the hallway here in the C4 area. Ask anybody here and she'll be able to tell you where it's at.
If you have any questions about what C4 classes are right for you, go to the C4 office by the Old Senior Circle and ask to speak to one of the C4 counselors. This has been Dylan Eggers reporting for BNN.
Students will be taking the SAT at Columbus North this Saturday. Watch this segment to learn more about the SAT format and what to bring and not to bring to the test.
This Saturday, students will be taking the SAT here at North High School. Students who are taking the test should prepare to arrive at North by 7:45 a.m. for an 8 a.m. start. The test will take place in the English hallway. Upon arrival, students must present both their SAT admission ticket and a matching photo identification. Your driver's license or student ID card should work. Items students should bring to the test include number 2 pencils and a soft eraser. You may also bring a calculator to the test. Graphing, scientific, and 4-function calculators are all acceptable. Any other calculators, including cell phone calculators, are prohibited. Other things that are nice to have include a watch without an audible alarm to pace yourself, a bag or backpack, and drinks or snacks for your break. Things students should not bring to the test include cell phones and smartphones, iPods, notebooks, pens, and any photographic equipment. The SAT consists of 10 tests and will last around 3 hours and 45 minutes with breaks in between. This has been Ben Baker reporting for BNN.
Dance Marathon has been meeting over the past couple of months. Watch this segment to find out why.
Every Wednesday, Dance Marathon holds a meeting to plan for their 12-hour event and talk about domestic violence. BNN sat down with committee member Lauren Britt to find out more about Dance Marathon.
Dance Marathon is a 12-hour dance that's put on at East High School, and it's for all high schoolers in Columbus, no matter what school they go to, and it raises money for Turning Point, which is the local service and shelter provider for victims of domestic violence in Columbus. Dance Marathon started as 2 East students' senior project because they realized that domestic violence was a problem in Columbus and they wanted to see what they could do to help Turning Point. Dance Marathon has lots of fundraisers that they do throughout the year to raise awareness on the event. So there's Penny Wars going on at middle schools right now, and we participated in Night of a Thousand Jacks downtown during Halloween this year. And we also have bake sales and other fundraisers around town throughout the year. The actual Dance Marathon is at the end of February, and it's a 12-hour dance that we have. And there's lots of food and games and stuff that people can play. And there's video games, there's a FIFA tournament, and we're hoping to get really big like life-size board games this year, and people can win stuff like a GoPro or laptop computers or TVs or really cool things like that. Dance Marathon takes place every year because it accounts for almost 10% of Turning Point's annual budget that they have to support their clients. And it's really important that we keep raising money to help them out, but it's also something really fun that high schoolers can do all together. Turning Point is the local shelter and service provider in Columbus for victims of domestic violence. So women can go there and bring their kids, and they can stay at the shelter for as long as they need to get back up on their feet. And it also supports males too that need help, but it's just for anyone that needs to get out of an unsafe relationship so that they have somewhere safe to go.
If you're interested in Dance Marathon, they hold a meeting every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. at East in a large group instruction. This has been Kobe Gray reporting for BNN.
There's a choir concert this weekend in Fishers. Watch this segment to find out more.
This Saturday, January 24th, the Columbus North North Stars Choir will be performing at a competition. BNN sat down with Maria Fisher to learn more about it.
This is a show choir competition at Fishers High School. The North Stars show choir hasn't been in competition for a few years now. It was just this year that Janie decided to take us to competition, so that's really exciting and important to all of us. We're singing this Chicago medley from the musical Chicago. So there are songs All That Jazz, Funny Honey, Roxy Hart, some fun ones.
North will be performing at 8 a.m. Saturday. This has been Michael Piercy reporting for BNN.
That's it for this time, Bulldogs.
Be sure to tune in next week for your Columbus North broadcast news source. For BNN, I'm Soraya Farmer.
And I'm Michaela Matheny. Have a great day.